Hello mga tropa, this is Crypto Tasha once again and we're back with another video. For today, pag-uusapan natin ano ba yung mga factors that affects a token's price. Specifically, itong mga project ngayon na running sa Ton blockchain like Dogs, Notcoin, and Toncoin. And these are some of the things na ginagawa ko to do my own research. These are not financial advice. Of course, these are just educational purposes lang to help you on your research. So before we proceed with our video, if you haven't liked our video yet and you haven't subscribed yet sa ating YouTube channel, please consider subscribing so you are updated sa mga latest happenings natin dito sa Crypto Tasha channel natin. So without further ado, let's proceed with our video. So what I mentioned earlier, we will be talking about Dogs, etong Notcoin, etong Toncoin, and these are just some. Hindi lahat ito. Ito yung ginagamit ko. First of all, what affects a project's token price is unang-una yung FDV or mas kilala sa tawag na fully diluted valuation. If we can go here sa ating CoinGecko website, you can see that we have here list of all the cryptos, yung mga blue chip cryptos natin as well as yung mga latest trending pati yung mga largest gainers for today. So, let's set Dogs as example. Alright? Etong Dogs na to, a few days ago, nagbigay sila ng airdrop sa community nila sa mga players na nag-interact with their bot. So, kung hindi mo pa alam kung paano mag-join sa gantong mga klaseng project, I have another video na ililink ko sa description natin wherein you will understand, you will know what are the projects yung pwede mong bigyan ng oras to play with para maka-earn ka ng mga rewards. And only by using one specific program or one specific application, kundi yung Telegram mo lang. Alright, let's proceed. So, as what I'm talking about, itong fully diluted valuation, ano bang ibig sabihin tong FDV na to? Yung FDV is, it is like a theoretical market capitalization of a coin. If ever, for example, yung lahat ng supply ng token, yung maximum supply ng token is ilagay na sa market. Ibig sabihin, it's just like, what if lahat ng token mapunta na sa mga exchanges, maging available na sa market, ano yung magiging current na value ng project or yung token na yon. So that's the FDB. If you can see here, yung FDB ni Dogs is $734 million. Ibig sabihin, kapag itong total supply na 550 billion is mapunta lahat sa market, ang FDB na magiging value ni Dogs is 734. That's why, if you can see some projects, mas marami silang token supply, right? If we can see here, 550k Dogs, but if we look at Not, you can see that total supply or the max supply din niya is different from Dogs. That's why, magiging iba din yung FDB niya. Dito, if you can see, yung max supply niya is 102 billion, which is far more lesser than the Dogs. Kasi kay Dogs, 550 billion. Tama ba ako? Tama, 550 billion. So, ang FDB ni Notcoin, based on the current value or price ng coin niya is $851 million. But if we can see here, punta tayo kay Dogecoin. Yan, kay Dogecoin. Si Dogecoin, iba naman yung FDB niya. Ang FDB niya is $14 billion, which is far more greater than this Notcoin and Dogecoin na pinag-usapan natin. But here you can see the total supply is 145 billion, which is different from Dogs pa rin, pero mas malapit siya kay Notcoin. You can see here, every project have different supply. Every project have different FDB or fully diluted valuation. Isa to sa dapat titingnan natin. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na magiging kasing price ni Dogs si Dogecoin. We need to consider gaano bang karami yung supply niya. Gaano ba kalaki yung FDB niya. Kasi if ever na hindi o masyado tayong dilulu or delusional dun sa magiging FDB natin na mas mataas pa siya, for example, kay Bitcoin, mas mataas pa siya, for example, kay Solana, kay Ethereum, and then probably yung iniisip nating price for that specific coin is hindi pwedeng mangyari. Alright, so that's what FDB or fully diluted valuation is. Number 2, what affects a token's price? Pangalawa, ito, medyo nadaanan natin itong token supply. At meron tayong tatlong klase ng supply ng token. Una, yung circulating supply. Pangalawa, yung total supply. And pangatlo, yung max supply natin. Balik ulit tayo doon kay Dogs. If you can see here kay Dogs natin, yung max supply niya, ibig sabihin, ito na yung pinaka todo. Wala nang ibang number of supplies na mapupunta sa market. Ito na yung pinaka last niya. The total supply is 550 billion. Ibig sabihin, there will be no longer another 551 billion or 552 billion or 550,000,000.1. Wala na. Ito na yung pinaka last na supply ni Dogs. Pangalawa, yung circulating supply. Circulating supply means this is the amount of coins that are already circulating in the market. Ibig sabihin, if you have Dogs in your wallet right now and all the Dogs in the exchanges sa mga centralized and decentralized exchanges natin, these are all kapag pinagsama-sama natin, ito yung tinatawag nating circulating supply. The coins that are already circulating and being tradable by the public in the market. But the max supply, probably if you can see some of the projects here is meron silang infinite supply. If you can go back again sa Dogecoin natin, mapapansin natin this is different. The total supply is different from the max supply kasi yung max supply ni Dogecoin is infinite. You can see here infinite. So how we define max supply? It is the maximum number of coins coded to exist in the lifetime of the cryptocurrency. It is comparable to the maximum number of issuable shares in the stock market. Max supply, ito yung pwedeng mag-create pa. For example, si Dogecoin meron siyang developer, right? Si developer pwedeng gawin niya, pwede pa ako mag-create ng another set of coins, number of coins na pwedeng maging available sa market. That's why it is infinite. The total supply is, ito yung napag-usapan based on the contract. Ito yung magiging total, pinaka todong supply niya. So the amount of coins that have already been created minus any coins that have been burned. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin ano ba yung burning. So total supply is equal to on-chain supply minus burned tokens. Alright, let's proceed with another factor that can affect a token's price. Pangatlo, I think this is important to note and to understand. There are burn and buyback mechanism. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng burn mechanism and buyback mechanism? In my few years sa crypto world, there are different projects na ginagawa nila is once their coin is listed on an exchange, ang ginagawa nila yung max supply nila or yung circulating supply nila, some of the portion doon ay binaburn nila. Nilalagay nila sa isang wallet, tapos yung wallet na yun hindi na nila ma-access kahit kailan. And the number of coins being inserted into that burn wallet will no longer be available in the market, and it affects the price of the token or of the coin because hindi na siya makakasama sa tradable coins natin sa market natin. So this is one of the thing na ginagawa ng mga project para mapakita nila that they are committed on bringing value to the community. And once a project burns their own token, ibig sabihin they wanted na yung supply is mas kumaunti. And sa rule ng economics, kapag mas kaunti yung supply at mas marami yung demand, yung price ay mas tataas. Again, dahil binaburn nila yung mga token nila, for example, sa Dogs, though pinag-aralan ko yung tokenomics nila, wala pa silang nilalagay na burning mechanism or may aalisin ba sila sa supply nila. Say for example, Dogs has 550 billion na coin. Say for example, binurn nila yung 10% nun. So yung 10% na yun, wala na. Alis na dun sa pinaka-total supply niya. So, mas lalaki yung demand, yung supply is mas liliit. Ang malaking probability, mas lalaki din yung price ng token na yon. Yung buyback mechanism, ganito naman ang ginagawa nila. For example, they have a storage of 10,000 USD or USDT. Ang ginagawa nila, binibili nila yung token nila. For example, kay Dogs uli. Let's say for example, merong buyback mechanism si Deb ni Dogs. Meron silang $10,000. Yung $10,000 nila, yung pupunta sila sa exchanges and then they will buy dogs. Yung dogs na makukuha nila, dalawa ang pwedeng paglagyan nila. Unang-una, pwede nila itong ibigay sa community by means of raffle or any other plan na gusto nila na para ibigay lang dun sa community. Pangalawa, pwede nilang i-burn ito. So this is what we call buyback mechanism. Normally, ginagawa ito kung sino may-ari ng project or kung sino may-ari ng coin na pinag-uusapan natin. So that's one factor that affects the token's price. Again, kapag mas kaunti ang supply, mas malaki ang demand, probability is mas lumaki yung price ng token. That's why burning and buyback mechanism is one of the most important or good news siya sa community kapag nakita nila na meron ganito yung tokenomics o kapag may ginawang ganito yung isang project. Next is, ano ba yung mga nakaka-apekto sa project's token price? Pang-apat, comparative analysis with top crypto coin having the same theme. So, again, back to Dogs token, which is masyadong trending ngayon. Yung Dogs token, this is considered as meme coin. Tama? So, ang pinakasikat kasi na meme coin natin right now is Dogecoin. Yung Dogecoin, ang market cap niya is $14 billion right now. Kapag kinumpare natin siya kay Dogs, si Dogs is wala pang $1 billion. So, kaya pang mag-multiply into 14 kung sakaling ma-meet ni Dogs yung market cap ni Dogecoin. Ngayon, that's why it is important to see. Kasi hindi natin pwede i-compare si Dogs kay Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin has different utility. Bitcoin has different usage sa crypto. Bitcoin has different kind of investors and community. So if you can see here, the market cap ni Bitcoin is 1 trillion. Sobrang layo kapag kinumpare natin kay Dogecoin and especially kapag kinumpare natin to kay Dogs. Ngayon, bakit ko kino-compare siya kay Dogecoin, si Dogs? Because they have the same kind of theme. They are both meme coin and they are both dog coin. Dogs and Dogecoin is comparative. Ibig sabihin, in my own opinion, ang pinaka-max na pwedeng maging price and maging market cap ni Dogs is based on the highest coin na meron dun sa team. I have here sa coinguides.org. Meron tayong ditong computation ng market cap. This is a market cap calculator. Say for example, what is the current price ni Dogs coin? Get the 0.001322 and then put it here, 0.001322. And the circulating supply for the Dogs is right now is 516. You can see here almost 90% of the supply is already running in the market kasi total supply niya is 550 billion. So this is the circulating supply. Then the current market cap ni Dogs coin is 683 million, which is the same here. So let's say for example, ang possible na magiging price ni Dogs coin is 0.01. Alright, let's say theoretically mangyari to. Then possibly ang magiging value niya is or market cap niya is 5 billion. Now, we can see here 14 billion yung current market cap, which is malayo pa. Tama? Kaya pa. Gawin natin 0.01. Pag ganito na, this is 51 billion. I think it will not go here kasi 14 billion lang yung current market cap. Tama, current market cap ni Dogecoin is 14 billion. So, masyadong delusional yung 0.1. I think ang pinaka kaya natin is around, let's say 0.02. Yeah, I think eto yung possible na maging value ni Dogs on the current market cap, on the current market condition, or the current price na possibly pwede niyang puntahan. Ngayon, punta tayo ng counting TA natin dito sa Dogecoin natin, because if you can see here, we have this on the 1 hour time frame, we have this descending channel. Most of the time, itong descending channel na to is probability will be go to the upside. Ngayon, you can see here, para magkaroon ng descending channel is we need to find prices na nagba-bounce back on a specific trend. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we got this breakout. Right now, we are retracing a little bit. So this is on 1 hour time frame. So sa baba naman 1, 2, 3. We have 3 bounces dun sa channel din natin or specific area natin. So we can see here, the target price normally ng descending channel, again, this is not financial advice, this is own TA para sa Dogs price. Possibly, this week, the first week of September, we can see the price of Dogs na maging same dun sa all-time high natin, which is around 0.0016. Alright, so that's my TA for this. So let's see, what is the other factor that affects tokens price? Panglima, of course, it is, I think, one of the most important factor, the community support and loyalty. If you have people, not only investors, but supporters on a project, and they really believe on the project, whatever happens, they believe on the developers, they believe on the value that they are providing to the crypto world and to the community, I think it is important because sobrang libreng marketing na yung pwedeng ibigay nila. Because if these people are posting good comments, good narrative sa Twitter, sa mga social media nila, possibly those people na hindi pa kasama dun sa community will be, unang-una, pwedeng mahatak sila. Ano bang meron? Bakit sobrang hype sila dito? Pangalawa, pwedeng maging investor din sila. And of course, if mas maraming investor tayo sa isang specific project or specific coin, then naturally, the price will go up because mas maraming pwedeng bumili ng coin, and then the volume sa market ay mas tataas, and then it will trend. Makikita natin siya sa mga different websites, crypto websites, na gainers for the day, for the month, ganyan. So, the community support could bring a really huge factor sa pagtingin natin ng possibly tokens price. Pang-anim, I think this is the last. Of course, we need to see the market condition. Uptrend ba tayo? And you can see here, paano ba tumingin ng market condition? Of course, lagi natin titingnan yung pinaka mother of all the crypto, which is Bitcoin. Kasi, mas malaki ang chance na kapag si Bitcoin is nagpa-pump, ibig sabihin tumataas yung price niya, possibly the other projects, the other crypto like Ethereum, Solana, all the altcoins, including the meme coin, could also go up. That's why the market condition is important. But you can see here, as of recording this August 31, the market condition is, I think, we are on a little bit of downtrend. The market cap is lower than 0.7 or almost 1% from the previous day. And then, the volume is still high, of course, because there are a lot of people still trading pa rin naman sa market natin. Some of them are using futures, margin trading, and all of that. It is important to note that before we can predict, we can think of a price, ano bang pwedeng maging price niya, we need to consider all of this. Again, the first one is we need to consider the FDB or fully diluted valuation. Pangalawa is we need to consider the token supply. What is the max supply? What is the circulating supply? And the total supply of that token. Pangatlo, we need to consider the mechanism that is working already on the project, if they have this burn mechanism or buyback mechanism. Pang-apat, to consider the token's price, we need to consider other crypto coin having the same team dun sa pinag-aaral nating project. Alright? And then, panglima, we need to consider, of course, one of the most important thing is yung community. Are they still bullish dun sa project na yon, or medyo bumababa na yung moral ng community members, or the loyalty is no longer there? So, possibly, wala nang magte-trade nung coin na yon. And last but not the least, we need to consider the market condition. It is important to note all of these things. But of course, wala talagang makakaalam. That's why these things only brings probability to the market, not exact and 100% sure. But if you always do your own research, you research a project before investing in it, you know that you do all the best. Kahit na, alam mo yun, malugi ka or hindi ka kumita, at least you know you are knowledgeable. And if you really believe on that project, then you need to study. Importante yun. Huwag tayong masyadong makinig sa hype. Huwag tayong masyadong makinig sa sinasabi ng iba. If you do your own research, you will be more confident. And I think that's it for our video today. Thank you for watching our video, and hopefully we will be uploading more and more videos like this in the coming days and in the future. As always, do your own research, stay safe, and bye-bye guys. Again, this is Crypto Tasho signing off.